It's just a few days till the end of the month, and you are sitting here thinking, how am I going to pay my rent? Well, I want to share with you 5 of my favorite ways to make money and to do it quickly. My name is Lauren Messina. I'm a dancer turned community builder, and I love to share about all things dance, all things school, and creativity inside of a community called Skool Dance. I'll leave a link in the description for you, but let's go ahead and get started right away, because I know that feeling when it's just a few days to the end of the month and you have bills to pay. Things might be piling up. You might be feeling a little bit unsure about how you're going to make ends meet. And as an artist, as a person, period, it can be really hard to feel like that and to still keep going. I understand completely, and I want you to know you are not alone. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to share with you 5 of my favorite ways to make money as a dancer. These are side hustles that you can pick up and do probably at any time, depending on your circumstances. We'll start with one of my favorites, but I'll save my all-time favorite and the one that I'm currently using the most for last. So if you stick around, you can leave a comment and tell me which one is your favorite, 1 through 5. We'll go ahead and start with number 5. Number 5 is gig work. Now, this one surprised me quite a bit because I lived in New York City in 2011, 2012. I lived there for about 2 years when I was studying at the Ailey School in New York. And during that time, I had to find work outside of the school program that I was participating in, the scholarship program and the professional division. And one of the things that I did was work with a temporary agency. I had a semi-permanent job through a temp agency. But in addition to that, I searched on dancenyc.org, and the one I'm going to tell you about now that you might think is a little bit, it's Craigslist. You'd be surprised. I hadn't looked on Craigslist in years until last month. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you from the get-go that this one thing paid half of my rent last month. I couldn't believe it. So I got on Craigslist, and I just happened to be looking on there for video editing work, which, surprise, that's one of the things on the list. I was looking for video editing work to see in the gigs section if there were any people looking for video editing services, and I stumbled upon another job that I wasn't expecting to see. And that was to be a Valentine's Day flower delivery person. I couldn't believe it, and I was a little bit like, is this sketchy? But I went ahead, I sent a message on February 6th, an email about it. I went in the same day for a quick interview, really just looking in the warehouse, figuring out what the times would be. And I started in less than a week, and in 3 days made enough to pay half of my rent. That's about $600, somewhere between $600, $650. Is that about half? That's about half. It might be right underneath. Our rent recently went up, so maybe that's happened to you as well, actually. Now that I think about it, it was half of what my rent used to be when I first moved into this place. But nonetheless, I made somewhere between $600, $650 there, and yeah, that covered probably, our rent here is yeah, we won't get stuck on the numbers, but it was a good amount of money in a short amount of time. It was just a few hours a day on each of those 3 days, and I was amazed, like just delivering flowers to people, how that adds up. So if you haven't looked on Craigslist or some other source for finding jobs, quick jobs, you can look in the gig section, you can look in the job section in your area, and maybe even expand out to the surrounding areas and find something that works for you and for your schedule. I love picking up gigs. I did that when I was in New York City as well, working for like a wedding convention, assisting with different shows and helping out, I think, at like a haunted house in Times Square. Things like that I was able to find that worked around my schedule. That's number 5, gig work. Number 4 is going to be nannying. Now, this is one that I did for several years in New York City on the weekends. I would actually walk. I could have just taken the subway, but I would walk all the way to the Upper East Side, and I would nanny for a family that had one little toddler boy. We would go to Central Park and enjoy just spending the afternoon playing in Central Park, and then I would come back. I think I stayed overnight there, but you can pick those jobs up where it's overnight or it's on a weekend or where it's just a couple of hours. More recently, I did nannying all the way up until pregnancy with our daughter. I did that on the side of teaching dance and dancing with a professional company. In the mornings, I would wake up, I would go and nanny for about an hour and a half, take the kids to school, and not my kids, but the kids I was nannying. And then later in the day, I would come back in the evening time, close to dinner through bedtime. And I would do that around my own schedule related to dance. It's an amazing side hustle, nannying, babysitting. Check that one out. That's number 4. Number 3 is going to be food delivery. This is one that I have a lot of experience in because I've done DoorDash. Have you done DoorDash? Anybody? If you've done DoorDash, Uber Eats, or some other sort of food or people delivery, drop a comment below if any of these resonate with you and you think you're going to try them, whether it's gig work, nannying, food delivery. Just drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you. I read all the comments on this channel. And yeah, if you're not subscribed and you like this kind of information, go ahead and subscribe right now so that you can get notified when new videos are posted. Delivery of food. I actually just got back from a DoorDash delivery shift. I still do that occasionally, and it's really cool because you can pick up food delivery jobs whenever it fits in your schedule. And if you get a high enough ratings as a delivery person, you can even set your schedule at any time. On DoorDash, if you get up to, I think, like a platinum driver, you can pick your schedule at any time of day, and you also get perks for peak pay and things like that, and priority, I don't know the word, you get priority. So food delivery is amazing, great way to earn some money. I started doing that in December of a couple of years ago and have done it on and off, and it's awesome. The next one is one that I love, and I'm so excited to have learned this skill. If you have the opportunity, this is one that it might take some leveling up your skills to do if you don't already have these in your toolkit, and that would be video editing. So lots of people are doing short form video editing now. That's really helpful if you know how to use apps to edit videos, to edit audio and things like that, especially vertical video. That can be really helpful so that you can do that for other people, for their social media, for your own social media as well. Especially as dancers, I actually know a friend that does not the editing section, but they do the social media management for other companies and such, and I know a few other people who do video editing for other companies and organizations, as well as filming. For me, I learned that a few years ago, that skill, and it's been amazing. It's been an opportunity to earn anywhere from $50 to $1,500 for video editing packages that I have completed for various individuals and businesses. And I've also been able to learn the skills of how to pitch those packages to different organizations who are already looking for video editors, but they just aren't actively searching. Like they're thinking, oh, I would love to get my work out there. I actually have some video footage. I just need someone to put it together for me. So if you're curious about that, you can drop a comment below. I'm actually thinking about sharing some sort of training, like some sort of free training on my personal experience with video editing. There's lots of tools out there, lots of tutorials, courses for free as well. I think I took one of the free ones that was maybe for Premiere Pro, but I also learned a lot of these skills through a place in New Orleans where I live. Shout out to NOVAC, the New Orleans Video Accessibility Center, I think. I did their community filmmaker cohort, their documentary cohort a couple of years ago, and it was really awesome. The last one I'm going to share with you is number 1, Skool. And I absolutely love Skool. I worked as a Skool ambassador for a while. I have a Skool community, the link's in the description, and we are currently talking about funding opportunities and have a list of a few of those if you want to check them out and find out ways that you can get your work out there. It's also a great place to meet with other like-minded people, other dancers, other creatives that are also maybe talking about these same topics of making money, of side hustles, of balancing all the aspects of life while we're working on our art. Skool is another way that you can potentially have a side hustle. And I make affiliate income from Skool. That's one way. You can also, if you host a community of your own, that can be a way to share your classes if you're a dance teacher and have people pay you for those. There's so many different ways to use this platform, and there's a couple of different options of things that I've done. I made a whole video about using Skool for professional development and have gotten so many jobs featured on podcasts, the ability to make content for various tech platforms and things like that, all through learning this new skill and being involved on Skool. So come on inside of our community so that you can just look around and see what the platform is about. And if you want to learn more about those possibilities, I also have some free information and then some trainings as well on Skool. And for dancers specifically. So if any of these 5 things help you out, if you're going to try them, I hope that you do. You know, you have just a few days, but if we go out there and we search for what we need, if we also get ourselves regulated and into a place where we can be aware and where we can pay close attention to our intuition on what opportunities are available to us, you never know what will happen in just a few short days. So wishing you all the best, friend. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Bye.